Hi guys, my lovely viewers also known as Yejins, I'm back with another video. So before we get into, please like, comment and subscribe by pushing the post notifications bell for a free cookie. Okie dokie, without further ado let's begin. Also quick disclaimer, this video is for entertainment purposes and inspired by another video, and I thought I would participate and put my own little spin on the video. Of course, these groups are still very much alive and strong. But one of the fun aspects of K-pop is speculation, at least speculation that's healthy, and yeah, this is a little bit of fun. And I hope you guys treat these videos as entertainment rather than anything else. With that all cleared up, I'm going to begin with CLC now. Even though CLC having absolute bangers of songs and they're such a great group, I like them a lot. But if we talking in terms of sales and fans, it's quite scarce. If I'm being real, CLC seems to already be shelved by Cube Entertainment, with Elke leaving the group in December of 2020 and reporting the Cube officials told her CLC was over as a group. And also I guess this is why they haven't released a lot of songs. But to be honest, looking back at their discography, they've had quite a few good songs. I would lying if I said I wouldn't mind another comeback from them. But with how things are going, especially with Lightsum's debut G-Idol branching into solo work, it seems as if CLC's future as a group doesn't seem too positive. I actually made a video about them a few months ago, which will be linked on the YouTube header by the way, if you wanna watch it. And I was predicting what the 6 members would do after disbandment, and I'm afraid that video will age pretty well regardless. Looking at CLC's album sales, they're pretty low, but they do seem to be going on an upward trajectory, with their recent comeback Helicopter selling around 20,000 copies. The problem is CLC are 5 years old, and I know all far too well that pop groups in general, unfortunately girl groups, have a short shelf life. Groups like Apink and Mamamoo are proving otherwise. But for a group like CLC, unless they have a Brave Girls moment, which in my opinion is an anomaly and won't happen to many groups, it's safe to say they will disband, especially because they haven't been successful whatsoever. And so I guess it's safe to say Cube has probably already unofficially disbanded them. CLC make great tunes, and even when that fateful day comes I'll still be bopping to them. But the unfortunate thing is, making good music isn't enough to succeed in the K-pop industry. I just hope for the members' sake they can pursue something they are interested in or find success elsewhere. Also, I feel like after Soy and Solo, if CLC don't have a comeback then they're definitely done for. Part of me hopes they have a goodbye comeback for Cheshires, but profit wise I would understand why Cube may not even bother. The CLC members more or less seem to be doing their own thing, with some of their pursuing YouTube, and even with Yujin we saw her sign up to go on to Net's new survival show. It just seems like Yujin probably wants another shot at success, and more or less confirms my theory that CLC is unofficially disbanded. I guess March 2022 will confirm this very news. Okay, so the next group that quite frankly needs to disband is Dia. Now hear me out. Dia is a Nugu group under MBK Entertainment, who in my opinion is probably one of the worst K-pop companies about there. That might NTO mean much, but they are truly trash. Their most is known for their popular rival group Tierra. Since then none of their groups have been remotely successful. At least in Dia's case they've been in a stagnant line for a long time. Dia has so much potential as a group that will never be fulfilled due to their company's incompetence. I knew Dia was screwed when their Makni Somai randomly disappeared after a comeback and starting crying on Instagram Live, which rang alarm bells in my mind and is an indication to the group's poor management in my opinion. They never probably utilized Chi-in, the member who was an IOI. Although she's the most popular member, her popularity never translated into the group's success, and with Dia's last test comeback their so-called most popular member was completely MIA. Like really honestly, Dia are another group we'll be hearing disbandment news off. That group are so talented and they really could have becoming decently popular. I like the retro song they did back in 2019. They have talented singers and dancers, yet their poor management has hindered them more than anything. Ironically, it also seems as if Dia has fallen victim to the IOI curse, where post-IOI groups don't perform very well. My only hope is all the members can freely leave that dumpster fire of a company and pursue whatever want to pursue. Dia is a prime example of how poor management can negatively affect a group. There's a reason why groups with Good management can sometimes do better. Look at Dreamcatcher, they have good management and they are solidly mid-tier with a solid fan base. Dear on the other hand is a 5-year-old Nugu group with an abysmal amount of comebacks. I fell for those women. Okay, so the next group is FX. Now I think this one is more wishful thinking. Although SM never disbands their groups, it's clear FX is over. In fact, I don't think the group will ever have a clear reunion. When their leader has a successful career in China, Crystal seems content on pursuing acting. I guess Luna and Amber are the only ones who seem open to a reunion. The truth is SM is honestly just riling up fans for no reason. I wouldn't be surprised if FX never has a reunion, because most of the members have parted ways with the company, and so that already makes it harder for the members to meet, and also one of them is in another country. But who knows, I could be proven wrong. But yeah, I find it so baffling as well that SM treated them like the odd stepchild in comparison to SNSD and Red Velvet's treatment. I was quite shocked that they didn't get a fandom name for the longest time and a light stick. I would expect this kind of thing from a struggling Nugu group, not a big 3-girl group. It's a shame, because FX pioneered the clunky electronic/experiential sound of music and they were treated not so great. The point is, I would love some sort of disbandment news, because unlike the SNSD members, it's obvious the likelihood of an FX having one is close to none. Okay, the next group is Labaum. Labaum are as Nugu as it gets, and they debuted in 2014. I won't lie, I don't know Labaum all that well, but one thing I know is that their music slaps. However, that doesn't ignore the fact that they are not doing too great. They did have a bit of a resurgence with the song Journey to Atlantis, which is amazing. My only qualm is that will it translate into their next releases? I feel like Labaum took a hit when that one member who got married and pregnant left the group. I would love for Labaum to continue as a group, but their success wasn't exactly Braid Girls level of success. But then again, I don't know, I think Labaum is 50 over 50. Up until recently they were definitely heading the disbandment lane. I still think they will, solely because their album sales are pretty low. I will say, although Journey of Atlantis did well, their recent comeback in 2019 only sold to K copies, which is incredibly low. Honestly, the thing with Nugu companies is that they have a pattern of discarding their old groups for a newer group. We've seen it with many companies, and so I could see their company giving them another comeback. If that comeback doesn't do well, I could see that being the end of Labaum, with their company debuting a fresher and newer girl group. I think Labaum's contracts are up this year, so I'll be interested to see what happens. Hopefully they have a comeback before then. Okay guys, I feel like that concludes the video. I had a ton of FN and hope y'all did too. I think I'll add a bounds group, which will be Elris. Elris are another promising group, but their future is very worrying. Even though they debuted in 2017, I could see them disappearing and fizzling out, because for a Nugu group their last comeback being in 2020 is a really bad sign for a non-big 3 group. The last group who had a long hiatus between comebacks is Guguden, who disbanded late last year. It's Al Quickly Point so reported that their CEO literally uses Elris' Twitter account to follow Cherry Bullet content. Their CEO seems more invested in Cherry Bullet than FNC does, lol. But also Elris is Eunice's main priority, and it seems like they're discarding them. So Elris' last comeback gave me Alice in Wonderland bunny rabbit vibes. It was fun and quirky and catchy. I'm baffled why the group haven't released anything since then. I'm very worried about them, and they've been through a lot. Some of the members have been on Mixnine, and the company even added 2 new members to the group, yet their last comeback was a year ago. Honestly, at this rate I could see the CEO continuing to engage in Cherry Bullet content whilst their own group sits in the dungeon. Elris aren't exactly a new and fresh group, and they're already being overshadowed by countless other groups. It's sad really, because Elris could easily mold a nice dedicated fandom. Maybe the company is striving for mainstream success, but like, where are their comebacks? It also really baffled me when I checked out their discography and released they only have 1 comeback a year. Like, huh? Honestly, if you're not Blackpink, then a comeback a year isn't going to cut it. How is their company so incompetent? How is a Nugu group and company going to reach new fans and popularity if they barely make any comebacks? The K-pop industry is very fast paced, and I'm afraid Elris will inevitably disappear. And situation, I feel bad for all the members too, because it seems like the company is letting them down. I wouldn't be surprised if the group disband before their contracts are even up. And to make matters worse, one of the members said she has part-time job to make ends meet, and so unless Elris have an exit moment, then the whole thing is bad news. Disbandment seems likely for Elris. Okay guys, so I feel like this is the end of my video. Please give the video a like and subscribe if you enjoyed it. I love you legends, bye.